Welcome back, Michael. I'm going to start on the alcohol here. It's going to be a much more involved project, I think, than what the Atlantic was. Here's a reverse unit. I've put a little bit of lubricant on the drum, but good news is the solenoid does work. It's not, the plate's not dropping, which is, okay, there we go. That's sometimes just an issue of not being exercised. But as you can see, right here, that finger is basically missing its end. So that's not going to be able to get the contact that it needs and the power then to get to the motors. So I think at this point, based on what I'm seeing, there's really I don't think it's a good idea to try and get this thing to move without taking it apart and cleaning it really good, because it's just been too long. There's some questions I have about some of what I'm saying. So anyhow, I will bring you back when there's an update. All right, so a little bit of an update. I added a new fingerboard up here. I repaired fingers below. I added a jumper wire. Somehow they had 3 wires going into a fingerboard, which is just super hard to do. So I will clean this up, but I wanted to try to get something going. I also did some polishing of the barrel. It was a little bit rough, and so the fingers were holding up, getting kind of stuck on there. But right now the prong's not wanting to drop, but again, one thing at a time. So here we've got one motor that's turning really well, and I have yet to do anything with it. This one, I think I saw it try one at one point, I thought, but it is doing nothing now. So that's going to be what I tackle next. Hi Mike, it's Austin again, here with more information on your Alco, your rocket. The good news is this motor seems to be functioning very well, and I have yet to even do anything with it. Bad news, this one I can't get to turn over. I can't get it to operate at all. So I took it apart and I'm checking the armature here, and I've got no readings across the fields. Like this guy, I'm puzzled because it appears like it's just completely dead. I get no ohm readings whatsoever. So I do have one that I bought. This actually says 1.8 ohms on it, and I checked this one, and it's really good. I mean, that's why I bought it. It's been reconditioned or rewound, I think. Anyhow, I sorry, but yeah, at this point, your option is to have me put a different armature in the second motor, or leave this armature out, convert it to a single motor rocket, and tally on. I did not expect it to be completely dead, but it is toast. Motor that had the bad armature in it, and I put the new one, refurbished one in, and look at this. Takes right off. So this motor's going and this motor's going, and I need to lubricate things. I just want to make sure it works, so did that. The other thing I was thinking about too, I don't know for sure, I may end up needing to replace the barrel in here. Like I told you, it's got some weird dents in it from where the previous fingers, I guess, got super hot. Probably when, I think what happened, so I'm piecing things together best I can, but I think, again, I polished this up in an effort to see if I could get good contact to try and figure out why it wasn't working. But I think this armature, for whatever reason, failed, shorted out, and it backfed, which shorted the fingers off here, which, let's see if I can find the one I pulled off here. So here's here's the fingerboard I pulled off, and it literally, oh shucks, this is all boogered up now, but can't really see it. But it literally melted or destroyed the end of the finger on here. It's a little hard to see that, but anyhow, and then that melted the barrel. So anyhow, I'm not completely giving up on that yet, but that may or may not be another thing that needs to happen. But the good news is, got two motors that are running. So excellent, excellent. All right, thanks. Hi, Michael. I am back with your powered unit. This is an A unit powered double motor rocket. I have not yet cleaned the exterior shell, but thought I'd get it on the rails here and just double check that everything's working the way it should. So we've got a reverse unit that's behaving itself. Well, I think that's in good shape. So hope you're happy to see that. I am certainly ecstatic with how well it's running, especially after where it started from. So next on the list will be, like I said, I'm going to clean the shell of this one. Then I'm going to go to the other part of the rocket unit, the non-powered one, work on the horn if that needs it or whatever it takes to get that going. And after I get that done, then I'll go back to the steam engine and complete that for you. So thanks for watching. All right, so it begins with the non-powered A unit that is part of Michael's set. Again, this one looks very, very nice paint-wise, very little play wear on it. Really, really sharp looking. I do see that there's at least one screw missing at the front that holds the light in. And so I'm gonna take this apart, clean the wheels up and check the horn for proper operation. And so I'll bring it back when we get to that point. So after getting the shell off, here's what I found. Broken wire, so the horn has not worked in a very long time. It's nice to see that it doesn't appear to be damaged. No, it doesn't appear to be damaged, so that's good. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this hooked up, well, reattached, and then I'll get this hooked up so the owner can see and hear what they sound like in all their glory. Hello, Michael. In front of us is the Flyer original paperwork for the air chime whistle activation, which is this thing to the left. And because your father has what appears to be the original set, I would check your storage containers to see if you don't have something that looks like this. The canister may be silver, but here is how that's wired up, just in case paperwork has gone missing. You can always, pause this to see how to hook that up. And it's always seems a little convoluted to me. So I have to keep referring to the paperwork there. But if you hook it up, this is what happens. You press the button. And once the shell's on top of this chassis, it adds as an additional amplifier. And so I'm just going to set the chassis or shell on top of here, just kind of without putting the screws on it, but just to give you some sense of what I'm talking about here. So it gets to be pretty loud. Hello, Michael. Before you are your cleaned up rocket units. Everything's been serviced, everything's been cleaned, lubed, and as you know, a bunch of other things done. So let's go ahead and get this rolling and I've attached my rocket set cars, which the cars behind it, there's actually a couple extras. Normally the set would be 3 or 4 cars, and I've kind of got a mixture of all the cars or all the sets together. So it makes it work a little bit, but it's not too unyieldy. But here we'll go ahead and get it going. You hear the reverse unit. Now there's reverse. It does slip a little bit when it's starting, but not for very long.